Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and tonight I'm coming to you with a puzzle that came to me with a warning, kind of like a couple of other puzzles recently. This one was like, yeah, this one could take you a while if you manage to pull it off. Yay! This is Whisper Something by Rangsk. Rangsk is a an amazing puzzle creator, and he also has a YouTube channel much bigger than mine where he does different types of puzzles, including a lot of Sudoku. He does Sudoku solving streams. He's the one who does the Sudoku Adventure series. I will try and remember to post a link to Ranksk's channel in the description below, but if you go to my channel homepage where I list a bunch of other channels, Rangsk is one of them and has been since the very beginning. He's also one of the people on the Puzzle Plaza Discord, which is one of the things below, and is probably the most active person there, I think. I could be wrong. I'm not the most active person there, so I could be wrong about that. And that's where a whole bunch of puzzle creators have come together and formed a Sudoku community around not just one channel, but around a whole bunch of channels that do different types of puzzle solving. So I'm there, Scott Strossal is there, the Asylum is there, Rangsk, Zeta Math is there, Jess is there, or GeoJessa. I think Solver Tom is there now. Sven is there from who does Sven Sudoku Pad. So a whole bunch of us have our channel communities on Puzzle Plaza. Yeah, just a wonderful community to be part of. As I said, I'm one of the smaller channels there. It's just the way it is. I don't do YouTube shorts, and that's the reason for that. But go check out Renk's channel. It's amazing, and it's one of the ones that I like to watch. Unfortunately, he mostly streams, so I normally watch them in VOD, because when he's streaming, I'm often in bed, because I'm in Australia and he's in the US. Timing. But anyway, this puzzle came with a warning of it looks like it might be easier than it actually is. And this has some lines in it, which is something that, as if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I struggle with. So yeah, this could be interesting. I have no idea what I'm in for. So rather than prevaricate on more, I might just get into the puzzle and see what I can get. So let's look at the rules. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. The thinner blue and green lines, or blue-green lines, are region sum whisper lines. So that's these lines here. And digits on the line sum to the same value for each region they pass through, and adjacent digits on the line must have a difference of at least 5. So they are both region sum and whisper lines. So what that means basically is if I pick on this line, it would mean that both these 3 digits would have to have the same sum as these 3 digits for the region sum constraint, but also adjacent digits on the line must have a difference of 5 because they are also whisper lines. So that's a really interesting thing, and all of these blue-green lines have that property. The purple lines are Renban lines, and digits on the line must be consecutive but in any order. So for example, if this was a 1, 2, 3 line, it could go 1, 1, 2, 3. Actually, it can't because of the dot, but don't worry about that. That is a consecutive digits. They don't have to be in a particular order. And digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. Not all dots are given. So yeah, these are 1 to 2 ratio, or one is double the other. Same here, here, and here, but we don't know any more than that. That's what we've got to go on to solve this puzzle. I have been told this is going to be a challenge. Let's give this a shot. Now, there is one gimme, and only one gimme I see in this grid, and that's this. Because this is at least a low and a high digit. And this is also a region sum line. So if this is a low and a high digit, this has to be a high digit, because if I add a low and a high digit together, I'm going to get a high digit. Now, may as well go into the details. I'm hoping anyone trying to solve this problem knows the basics. But on a German whisper line, first of all, you can never put a 5, because a 5, if you go 5 higher, you hit 10 or higher, 5 lower, you hit 0 or less. That doesn't work. But you will always alternate high-low, because this being a high digit means that whichever high digit I start with, 6, 7, 8, or 9, because it has to be higher than 5, it can't be a 5. If I do a 5 difference, I can't go up. because I'll leave the range of Sudoku digits. I have to go down, but whichever digit I subtract 5 from, I will have to leapfrog the 5 because of the 5 difference. And I will end up in a low digit. And then from a low digit, once I do the same thing, I will leapfrog the 5 again going up because I can't go down. I'll leave the range of Sudoku digits and I'll end up back in high digits. So you will always alternate high-low along a German whisper line. Now, I can probably narrow this down further because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. But sorry, not that one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't think this could be 4 because this would be 4, 9, and that would have to be 13. This is 3. This would be 8 or 9. The minimum that could be is 3, 8, which is 11. That would be 11. That doesn't work. 2 could go with 7 to make that 9. So that works. So 2, 7 with 9, or 1 could go with 6, 7, or 8. Whoops, 6, 7, or 8 to make 7, 8, 9. So those are all possible. That's a little unfortunate. Now, surely those can't both be high. Because if those are both high digits, the minimum they could be would be 6 and 7. Now, in the middle of 6 and 7, I could do 1. Which would mean I've got a total of 14. These would have to sum to 14, but remember one of those digits is low, and the highest low digit is 4, so it'd have to be 410, and that doesn't work. So those can't be high, those are low, which means that is low because of the alternating polarity, and these are high. Okay, so what can I put on these is the question. So let's just start with making these as 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can't put 4 here because 4 is a digit that only has one partner, 9, and these would both have to be 9. Now if this is 4, this would be 4, 9, and I've already hit the maximum that I could make. 4, 9 would be 13, and this would have to be the maximum it could be, which would be 13, because 9 and 4 is the maximum digits I could use. This can't be 4 either. Now, neither of these can be 6. So these are 7, 8, 9 because 6 only has one partner. And the one partner would be... No, 6 only has one partner, which is 1. And these all see 2 digits. So neither of those could be 6. Now, could this be 9? This was 9, 1, 2. This would have to get to 12, which could be 8. It couldn't because this would have to be 8, 4. And if 8, 4 are too close together. So this can't be 9. This is 7 or 8. So the max... Now, 8, 2, 3 is 13. This could be 13 if this is 9, 4. But if this is 7, 1, 2, then that's 10. And I could do that with 8, 2. I don't think this is more limited, is it? I don't see. If this is 3, this would be 8 and this would be 9. Can this be 7? Because if this is 7, this is 1 or 2. So the maximum here is 9. But that doesn't work because if this is 7, this is 8. The minimum here would be 8 plus 1 plus 2, which is 11. This can't be 7. If this is 8, this is 7. If this is 7, this is 7, 1, 2, which is 10. And this would be 8. Right. If this is 8, this is 7. This would be 7, 1, 2, because the only thing that can go next to 7 is 1 and 2, which would make that 10. But this would be 8. Couldn't use 1, 2, and 8 and 3 is 11, and they wouldn't be equal. So this can't be 8. This is 9. Now, this is weird. This is very weird. So this is either... Can I make... 7, 1, 2 would make this 10, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't make this 9, 1. So this can't be 9, 1, because how do I make this 10? I can't do it. 9, 2 would mean I have to make this 11. 8. So it's either 712 or, which is 10, but I can't make 10. So this is 8. Because 7 would need to be 12. 712 is 10, and I can't make 10 because I need it to be 9, 1. So this is 8, which means this is not 8. Hang on. Does that do anything for this? Focus down here first. I'll get back to it. So this is 8. Now, 812 would be 11. So this would be 9, 2, so it can't be 812. So there must be a 3 in this. If it's 8, so this is now a minimum of 14? Because minimum 12. So this can't be a 2. But there's a 3 in this. This is 9, 4. So this is 13, which is 823. So this is 823, which means this is 1. So, holy cow, this is bonkers. So this is either 7 or 8. It can't be 9 because of the math. It's 6 plus 1 equals 7, or 7 plus 1 equals 8, which means there is a 7 in one of those two. This is nuts. So what's this dot now? It can't be 1, 2. If it's 2, 4, it's 2, 4. No, use small digits. 2, 4. If it's 3, 6, it's 3, 6. And if it's 4, 8, it's 4, 8. They're the only possibilities. That doesn't seem particularly gripping to me. Okay. So now do I want to look at this line? Seems to be the most restricted thing because I've got these digits. So we know because of the alternating polarity, these are going to have, one of them is going to be too high and a low, and the others are going to be too low and a high. So if this was low, it'd be, if this was low, what would that do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if this is 4, these would be 4 with 2 9. So it could just never be 4 in the middle. So if it's 3, this would be 3, 8, 9, which would be 20. And that's just blatantly impossible, because if this is 3, 8, 9, this would be a high and 2 lows. Now, the 2 highest lows, ignore these for now. The 2 highest lows I could make would be 3 and 4, which is 7, and the other one would have to be 13. That doesn't work. These could never be 3. Now, if this is 2, then what are the 2 lowest high digits I could use? I couldn't use 6, so it'd be 7 and 8, so it'd be 17. But again, that doesn't work because the 2 highest low digits I can use are 3 and 4, and I'd need to make it up with a 10. So if it's a low digit, the middle digit is a 1. I'm just going to note that there. So what if it's high? 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, it can never be 6 because these would both have to be 1. Now, if this is 7, because I'm starting at the most restricted digits. If this is 7, this is 7, 1, 2, which is 10. But these are 2 high digits, and the 2 lowest high digits are 6 and 7, which sum to 13. So this could never be a 7. And if it's 8, it would be 8. The highest I could use would be 2 and 3, which is 13. And this would have to be a 0. So this would be this is always a 1 or a 9. Okay. So this is a 1 or a 9. And the same logic holds true here because this is the other half of this. This is a 1 or a 9. And now I know the polarity. Oh, that's gorgeous. So this is a 1. This is a 9. Purple is blue and yellow is green. Green is yellow. So these are from 6, 7, or 8. And these are, they're wide open. Now, what's interesting is that digit can never be seen. So that could never on any of these lines. So if this is like 2, 4, this would be a 3. Is this more restricted, I suppose, is the question. Like if this is 1, 6, 7, if this is 1, 6, 7, this is 14. These would need to sum to 5, which is 2, 3, which is fine. If this is 1, 6, 8, 1, 6, 8 is 15. These would need to sum to 6, which I could do with 2, 4. Actually, could I do it with... If this is 1, 6, 8, these are 15. These would need to sum to 6. How would I do that? 2, 4 is the only option because I can't use 1, 5 because they're both low. So it has to be 2, 4. But 2, 4 has a problem because of this black dot. If this... Oh, no, this could be 8. No, it couldn't be. Because I said this was 6, 8. So this couldn't be an 8. And it can't be a 1. So this can't be... So this would have to be 2, 4. And that breaks the row. That's bonkers. So this can't be 6, 8. There's a 7 in here. So can it be 7, 8? If it's 7, 8, these sum to 16, and these have to sum to 7, which would be 3, 4. So they're either 6, 7 or 7, 8. Now, if they were 6, 7, what did I get the total as being? If they were 6, 7, that's 13, 14. These have to sum to 5, which is 1, 4 or 2, 3. Damn. So all I know is they're from 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're 1, 4 or 2, 3. And if they're 7, 8, it's 16. They need to sum to 7 and they're 3, 4. Blast. Interestingly enough, by Sudoku, that's a 5. Because 5 in this box can't be on a whisper line or there. So it's in one of those 3, and it can't be in any of those or on a blocked up. So that's a 5. I had that from the beginning. I just didn't use it. Which is interesting because it puts 5 in one of those 2. Because this is a 5-cell long Renban, which either must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And any of those have a 5 on it. A 5-cell long Renban must have a 5 on it. So there must be a 5 in one of those 2. Which, interestingly enough, because I can't put 5 on any of the whisper lines, knocks 5 out of there and puts 5 in one of those 2. Eh. Okay, let's look at... I haven't got this, but let's look at this whisper line, because these alternate polarity as well. Now, hang on, isn't this... This is the same. It's 2 high versus 2 low and a high. So these middle digits, don't they have to be 1 and 9? Like if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, this can't be 4. If it was 3, it would be 3 with 8, 9, which is 20, and I can't make 20 with 2 low digits. If it's 2, the lowest I could make this would be 2, 7, 8, which is 17, and that would have to be a 10. It doesn't work. This is a 1 if it's low, and if it's high, it'd be 6, 7, or 8. 6 doesn't work. It'd be 7 or 8. If it's 7, this would be 7, 1, 2. These would be 2 high digits, which are too high. And if it's 8, it's 8. What are the 2 lowest No, highest low digits, because I want to get it as high as possible. The highest low digits I could use would be 2 and 3, which is 13. I need to get this to 13, but 6 and 7 already is 13. This can't be high, this is low, and it's 1. And this is 9 using exactly the same logic. So purple again is blue, and green is high. And these are 6, 7, 8, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, that one not being a 1. This can't be a 4 because it is in the middle of a run. This is 2, 3, 4. This is 2, 3, 4. Oh, interesting. Hang on, wasn't one of these options... One of these options required a 3, 4, and the other one... So I think it was 7, 8 required these to be 3, 4, because 7, 8 is 16. These needed to sum to 7. Now, 6, 7 meant that these were 14. These had to sum to 5, and I can't use 1, 4 anymore. So it's 2, 3. There's always a 3 in one of these. But if this is 6, 7, the 3 is there. If this is 6, 7, that's the 3 and that's the 2. And that works. Blast. Can I do more on this line? I don't think I can, because I'm kind of as restricted as I was before, aren't I? Do I need to put a 7 in one of those two? Is it the same as this? Or is the fact... If this is 6, 8, that's 15. These would need to sum to 6, which would be 2, 4, which I can do in this case. Hang on. No, 6, 8 is 14, 15. These would need to sum to 6. 2, 4 seems possible. It wasn't possible here because of that black dot. There's a 5 in one of those. This is either all high or all low. And it can't be all high. This is a low run of digits. Right. Let me explain. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Because... Yeah. So there's a 5 here. So this run of 3 digits cannot alternate between high and low. Because in order to go from if it's 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4, they're all low. Then I start getting to the point where I would need a 5. Now, how did I get the 5 in here? Oh, because 5 is in one of these two for 5 to appear on this Renban, so it can't be there, and these are all on Whisper line, so 5 is in here. There's no 5 on this line. Correct. Now, if this was 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4, they're all low. That's fine. Now, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7 all need a 5, and I can't use it. So the other options are 6, 7, 8, which doesn't work because that is broken, or 7, 8, 9, which doesn't work because 6, 7, 8 and 7, 8, 9 would all need both 7 and 8, and I don't have both 7 and 8 because of that digit. So this is a run of low digits. So it's 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4. Either way, it's got a 2 and a 3 in it. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fascinating. There's no 1 here. Can I do the same up here? I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can. Now, I know there's no 9 on it, but I don't have a 5 forced. Because if there's a 5 on this line, because in order to do that, I'd need to force a 5 off that line. How do I do that? If there's a 5 on this line, then there's no 5 in here, there's no 5 in here, there's no 5 on the dot, and there's no 5 here. So that becomes a 5. And that's broken. If there's a 5 on this line, I'm going to use a really garish color. Let's use red. If there's a 5 on this line, then none of those can be 5. None of those can be 5. That can't be 5 because 5 is in here, and I can't put 5 on a black dot. So I don't know if I've gone into it in this video. My black dot logic is one of the digits must be low and the other one must be even. And the reason for that is, and they could both be low or they could both be even, but that must be a truth of one must be low, one must be even. You can never have a high, like above 4 odd digit, because 1 doubles to 2, 2 doubles to 4, 3 doubles to 6, 4 doubles to 8. Once you hit 5, 5 doubles to 10, and it just doesn't work. So you can never use 5, 7, and 9 on it. So I can never put 5 here. So if one of those is a 5, all of those can't be 5s. 5 goes here. Now you turn around and say, well, what's the problem with that? But that means that I can't put 5 on this 5-cell long Renban. And as I discussed when I was talking about this line up here, a 5-cell long Renban must have a 5 on it because of the nature of the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if I start at 1, or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 if I start at 9, and anything in the middle will work. So I can't put 5 on this line. That is absolutely bonkers. Rangsk, why do you keep doing this? So there's no 5 on this, so it's either all high or all low. So is either of those a problem? If it's 1, 2, 3, I'm casing. This puzzle's hard enough that I'm casing, and other people do the same, and I'm comfortable with it. If this is 1, 2, 3, this is an 8. These become 6 and 7, and that's broken. If this is 1, 2, 3, this becomes an 8, this becomes 6, 7, this becomes 2, 3, and I've got an extra 2, 3 in the column because there's 2, 3 here. So that doesn't work. So if this is 2, 3, 4, which is the only other low possibility, this is again 8, this is 6, 7, and this is 2, 3, and I've got too many 2, 3s. This is not low. This is a high run of digits. And because of the 9, this is 6, 7, 8. I can never put 7 on a black dot. This is 6, 7, 8. The 6 must go with a 3 or a 4. And the 3 is in this run. That is the 4. That is the 8. That is now a 2. Because the 4 can't go with the 4 itself. There's no 4 in here. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. And the 4 can't go with the 3. It's not in a 1 to 2 relationship. And it's not in a 1 to 2 relationship with 1. So that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 1. That is stunning. The 3 looks down, making that the 2 and that the 3. This 8 means that's not an 8. This is a 4, which is a low digit. And this is a 6, 7 pair at the top. I can't select digits properly. This is nuts. I still don't feel like I've broken this open in any way, shape, or form. Like, I still feel completely and utterly lost. There's no 8 here now, so this is 2 or 3, which still goes with 4 or 6, but at least I know it's low. 8 is in one of those 2 cells. But I know what these are, don't I? They're 1, 2, 3, and 5. Well, there's no 5 there, so this is a 1, 2, 3, because there's already a 5 in the box. Oh, there's no 1 there. This is a 2, 3 pair. So 2, 3 comes out of there. This is a 1, 5 pair. And there's a 1 here. So this is the 5 and this is the 1, and I've got the 5 on the line. That is a low digit. Really cool. So this is 6, 7, or 8, and is a high digit. One is in one of those. Can this be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line? If it is, that's a 4. And this is 1, 2, 3. And it can't be. This can't be a 1. If this is a 1, this line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that can be neither 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this is not the 1. So this line is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no 1 on that line. Can I put a 2 on the line? Can it be 2, 3? So there's a 6 on the line. I know there is a 6 on that line. And it's not there. So it's in one of these 3 cells. Could it be 98765? Well, I know 9 is in one of these. So if this is a 9, this would be 876, and that's broken. So there's no 9 on the line either. Because if this is 9, this becomes 876. So the 9 is over here. So I don't know what this line is. But I know it's not extreme. So 9 is not on the line. Oh, no, this isn't 9, but there could be 9 in here. 9 could be in any of these cells. I know this isn't 9 because that would break the line here. But 9 could be here, for example. 9 couldn't be in any of those. Because if 9 was in one of those, one of these would have to be 8, 6, or 7. So 9, if 9 is on the line, it's exactly there. But 9 is in one of these 2, but it can't be there. Because if this is 9, this would have to be 8, 6, or 7, and it can't be. So that's not the 9. This is a 9. And that had to be in one of those 2, by the way, by Sudoku. That's, or I could have just used a row. That's really cool. 9, by the way, is high. This line, this really feels like pulling teeth. Now, this has either got a 4 or a 9 on it. Because if it doesn't have a 4 on it, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if it's got a 9, it's there. And if it's got a 4, it's there. Can I do anything with that? If I could knock 9 out of there or 4 out of there, I would know the exact composition of the line. Like, there's no 9 on this line. So there is a 4 on this line. And it's not there. Can this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I know there's a 5 in one of those 3 cells. Actually, I know there's a 4 in one of those 3 cells. This is actually 6, 7, or 8. So this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which I already knew, because, yeah, I already knew that. There is a 6 on this line. I already knew that. So, but, oh, there doesn't have to be a 2 or a 3 on the line. I've got lots of places to make them escape. 9 is in one of those two. Except it's not, because 9 is in here. This is actually a 9. Okay. I'm just looking for anything. One is in one of those two by Sudoku. There's a 5 down here, but I feel these lines aren't going to do anything unless I get more digits on them. Interestingly enough, 7 is in one of those two cells in row 6. Okay, I am stumped at this point. 9 can't go on this line. 9 can't go on this line, can it? Oh, it could go there. This cell? If this is 2, this is 4. Because it can't be 1. If it's 3, it's 6. And if it's 4, it's 2 or 8. Well, it can't be 4. So this can't be 1 or... this can't be 1 or 4. So this isn't 2. So this is 2, 6 or 8. That wasn't enough, was it? So I need something here. If this is 8, 4, this is 6, 7. This is 8. This is 6, 7, which means these are 14, which means these need to sum to 5. This can't be an 8. This is a 2 or a 6. If this is 6, 3, this is 7, 8, which means this sums to 16, which means this is 3, 4. So if this is 6, this is 3, 4. This is 2, this is 4. And now I'm wide open. No, hang on, this can't be 4. There's no 9 there anymore. No 9. Oh, there's not been a 9 there forever. That's because this is a whisper line. That's a 3. Oh, my Lord. Which means this is a 6, which means there's the 6 here. This is 7. This is... How long have I been sitting on that? Please don't look back and tell me. So this is actually 16. This is 12, so that's the 4. This is not, this is a 6 now, so there's no 6 here. This is a high digit. I should have marked it as such. Now there's a 2, there's a 3 in one of those two. This is a 2, by the way, by Sudoku now, because I have to put 2 in this row, and the 2 in this box means it's not in those. So that's a 2. This is a high digit. So these are 3, 7, and 8. Well, there's no 7 or 8 there. That's the 3. This is a 7, 8 pair. There's a 7, 8 pair on this whisper line. So there must be a 6 and it's not there. This is the 6. So this is now either 4 or 9. And it's not 4. This is 9, 8, 7, 6. Right, there you go. Renban, I said whisper, but I meant Renban. And these are 1 and 3. And these are 1, 2, 4, and 5. Bingo. This is not a 6 anymore. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, and 8. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9. So this is 9. This is a 2. And these are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right. Holy cow. So there must be a 4 on this whisper line, because there must be a 5 on the whisper line, and now there must be a 1 or a 3. So there must be a 4 on this whisper line, but it could be there. And there must be a 3 on this whisper line, because if I start with a 1, there's a 3 on it. So there must be a 3 on this whisper line. So there's a 3 and a 4 and a 5 on this whisper line. That's a bit weird. There's a 3, a 4, and a 5. How is this not more open? How have I not blown this open further? I have. This 6 has made this 4, so this is a 2 and this is a 3. Actually, that's done less than I thought. 1, 2, these are 3, 6, and 7. There must be a 3 in one of those. Can this be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 2 of those would be low. The other one would be 5, because I can't put all 3 low digits in here. So these would all be high. So these would be 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, I don't see a problem. Well, this isn't a... Oh, that cell is important. Well, it may not be important, but I can tell you what it is, because it's not an 8, and it's also not a 7. Because if it was a 7, this would be a 6, and this would be an 8, and 6 plus 1 is not 8. So this is a 5. And that is a high digit. I don't know why Sudoku Pad is really slow. I think OBS is interfering with it again. It does that occasionally. So one of those is a 7. Now I can do something down here maybe, because these are 5, 6, 7, and 9. That can't be a 7 because it sees both of those. This can't be a 5. This can't be a 6. Actually, none of those can be a 6. So this is a 6. This is a 7. This is an 8. These are 5, 7, and 9. This 6 takes 6 out of both of those. This is a 3, 7 pair. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, and 8. There's no 2 there, and there's no 4 there. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, and 6. There's no 1 there. Okay. I feel like I am so... Oh, this can't be a 6. That's not been a 6. I get so bogged down on the sum lines and the Renbans and everything. This could never have been a 6 because it would have been had to have been surrounded. So this line sums to 16. So this line has to sum to 16. So they have to sum to 7. So this can't be a 1. This can't be a 2. this has to be a 3, 4. This is a 3, this is a 4. This 3 looks down, making that 7 and that 3. This is a high digit. This is a low digit. The 4 looks down, meaning that's not 4. Now, there has to be a 4 on this line because there has to be a 3 on the line, and I've got to connect the 3 to the 5. This is now the 4, and there's no 4 in either of those. That is a low digit. And there has to be a 3 on this line because if there's a 1 on this line, the 3 has to go somewhere. If this is a 1, then the 3 had to be in here, and I can't do it. This is the 3, this is the 1. Both of those are low, by the way. Now, 3, 4, there is a 5 in one of those. And now, where is 5 in this column? I can't put it there, and I can't put it there. So this is the 5. The 7 looks like making this 8 and this 7, which makes this 2, which is low. The 2 makes this 8 and this 4. The 8 is high and the 4 is low. There's no 5 in either of these. This column is just missing a high digit, which is a 6, which means I can't put a 6 on this line. So this is 1, 2, and 5. Because it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I can never go as high as a 6. This is nuts. There's no 2 there. There's no 1 there. This is a 2, 5 pair. So what are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this 8 there makes this the 7 and this the 8. Both of those are high digits. This is 1, 5, and 6. Well, what are these? These are a 5, 6 pair. This 8 makes this 7 and this 8. This 6 makes this 7 and this 6. So I know what these 3 are because this is a 2, 5 pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, and 9. Well, this 3 means there's no 3 here. This 3 means there's no 3 here. This is the 3, which is low. But there's now a 4, 9 pair, which means this is the 5 and there's no 5 here. This is a 7, 9, but we know what these two are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. And I can use either of the 6 or the 8s to resolve them, 8 and 6, which means that those are both high. This is nuts. 1 is in one of those two, but the 1 has to be in one of those two. So that's not the 1, that's the 1, which is low. Rangsk, you are a mad genius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 5, and 7. Well, there's no 2 there. Oh, this 4 looks like making that the 9 and that the 4. So that's the high digit and that's the low digit. And the 9 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 9. I could have marked both of those as high. That looks like making this the 5 and there's no 5 in either of those. This is a 2, 7. The 9 looks like making that the 4 and that the 9. The 4 is low, the 9 is high. This 7 makes this the 2 and this the 7. The 7 is high, the 2 is low. That looks like making this the wrong mode. This the 5 and this the 2 being low, the 5 being okay. This is now a 5. I'm in the wrong mode again. This is the 5, which takes 5 out of both of those. These are both low. Now that makes this 6, and I know I could resolve it, but I want to do the coloring first. This 6 makes this high, makes this 1 and 6. The 1 is low and the 6 is high. And now I can use anything I want to make this the 1 and this the 2. And that is the solution to Whisper Something by Rangsk. It's been solved 3 times in the last 30 days, but I think this is an older puzzle. So I wouldn't use that as an indication of quality because that was bonkers. But really well telegraphed. I mean, this was an obvious place to start, and then that gave you enough information that you could do this, which gave you enough information to go into here, which taught you the 1-9 logic while you had extra restriction, which then taught you the 1-9 in the middle logic, which allowed you to do this. And I have to admit, the way this was forced, and by something, the 5 being in here and forcing this to be low, and then that teaching you is like, can I do something here? And then following the 5s around to figure out that I couldn't put a 5 on this if this wasn't all high or all low was absolutely stunning. And the rest of it was just a lot of scanning. Holy cow, that puzzle was. I'm curious as to what this was rated if it was on Logic Masters Germany. I think it is on LMD, and I'm not sure what it's rated, but I'd be curious to know what it was. That was absolutely gobsmacking. Yeah, I'm going to try and bring some easier puzzles next. I'll see what I got because it's been a run of some really tricky stuff, and I'm aware of that, and that's not my normal. I do try and mostly bring coffee break and lunch break puzzles, but I've been blessed by people like Glum Hippo and Rangsk, and yeah, people sending me some amazing puzzles, and yeah, I'm not going to pass up those opportunities. So yeah, thank you everyone who's submitted. Thank you Ranks for pointing this puzzle out to me. I really did love this one. And thank you everyone for joining me. And yeah, I will try and pull out stuff that has had shorter solving times from the testers for a bit. Thanks everyone. And as always, good luck with your solving.